Hello again, loyal viewers. It's been a little while since I last spoke to you, but things have been quite busy work-wise. Anyway, I've had a dreary couple of days working on a rather dreary case shackled to my computer, and I had to get out, so I've come out for a little walk. It's actually rather a dreary day. It stopped raining, but it's been raining most of the day, and I do find my, perhaps like yours, spirits are a little dampened by the current weather we're subject to. There we are, let's hope it'll get better. Anyway, my spirits, having been dampened, were a bit lifted by seeing a nice little foal that's become a bit of a friend, born a few weeks ago, gradually growing up. I didn't take any photographs of him because it might have infringed his privacy, but maybe in future. Anyway, I've been reflecting a little bit on some of the news there's been, in particular about water quality and the quality of our protected natural sites, and the news story today about the very large spills of combined sewage effluent from the Mogden sewage works into the Thames, which were not picked up by the Environment Agency, nor were they picked up by Thames Water's monitoring equipment, because that had stopped working, unfortunately, at the relevant time. And it does seem to me that if the government is really serious about improving, even preserving our quality of environment, that monitoring is a rather neglected but actually fairly critical topic. What you don't monitor, what you don't measure, you can't really control. And the fact is that our agencies have now been so starved of cash for so many years that their monitoring has really just gone down the pan, unfortunately. And therefore the decline in habitats and the decline in water quality is not really being picked up and addressed as it should. It's paradoxical, really, that this is so, because we are at a stage where, in a way, compared with when I started out in environmental law in the 1980s, early 90s, these regulators have far more powers at their disposal than they did to deal with these issues. Greater enforcement powers, the courts have woken up and are imposing larger penalties for offences, but of course all that's pretty useless in any of these areas, whether it's waste or water, unless the authority or agency can actually get out there and discover the problem and do something about it. And it seems to me that that's going to be a real challenge as the Environment Bill goes back in a few days' time into Parliament for the Office of Environmental Protection, because it is going to be faced with all these complaints about lack of monitoring and lack of action. And is that office itself going to be adequately resourced to deal with these issues? So I see my ending to these things is always to issue some sort of challenge in a cavalier fashion to the government. And my challenge, cavalier fashion to the government this time, is: are you really serious about increasing the funding of the Environment Agency and other environmental regulators and the Office of Environmental Protection to levels at which they can actually do the job that they are there to do, and to protect the environment for us, our children and grandchildren, for the future? So there we are, no more talk of moribund pigeons. I won't make that cheap jibe, but I'll say cheerio. I'll continue on my walk, and I'm hoping it doesn't rain heavily on me before I get home. Bye.